Well, hello there. Hi.
Hi, Facebook.
Hi, Facebook. Yeah, we got a new face. I'm Dallisa. I am the CEO of Spirit and Spark. We are located in the fabulous city of Las Vegas, but we do work with people all over the country. We have clients internationally as well. And I selfishly love the astrology updates because I literally take this home and put it on the counter, and every day I'm like, oh, is there something today that I need to know about? So I just plan these videos because I want to know what's going on. But I am thrilled to be joined by Virginia and Joseph. And introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Virginia, the astrologer here at Spirit and Sparks. Been doing astrology for quite some time now, and I'm happy to work here with Dallisa. So it's going to be exciting. June's going to be a really powerful month.
Woo-wee! Can't wait.
That's right.
And the new face, Joseph.
I'm Joseph. I was part of the mentee program here at Spirit and Spark, and now I'm pursuing my path, and it is astrology, and I'm excited to get started on this. And
yeah.
June is going to be a very, very powerful month. So
in a lot of good ways.
Yes,
in good ways,
very,
yes.
very
We've had
positive.
some turbulence over the last few months, and I know that doesn't make Dallisa happy. So she'll be very happy this month that we do have some positive things coming in the month of June.
That's
right. June will be good. And what I love is that both Virginia and Joseph use astrology in a slightly different way. So we're using the same set of information, your natal birth chart, but Virginia blends it with life coaching, which is really great for anybody going through changes or trying to make a decision. And Joseph uses ruins. And that was my first ruins reading. So he looked at my chart and cast the ruins, and I was just like a kid in a candy store. And Virginia, like, you can sit down and talk to her about anything. So I love that we have the feminine, the masculine energy, all using astrology as a tool. So we've got you covered. Joseph, as he mentioned, was in the mentee program. He's going to be working here at Spirit and Spark, and we'll be offering his private sessions soon. Virginia has offered something really fantastic and fabulous. And so if you are watching this video today, you can send us a private message and say you want the offer. So what it is it's a 1 hour astrology natal birth chart reading. And what she's going to do is when you buy that, she's going to give you an added bonus of an numerology report. It's going to have a lot of really interesting information in it. And several of you have asked about numerology and if we do it. So now you'll have that as your added bonus. You want to say 10 people?
Yeah, 10 people.
10 people. So first 10 people, so you got to message us.
And just to be clear, a natal chart, for those of you who do not know, it's like your snowflake. So when you were born, where the planets are located, it's your imprint. So your natal chart is unique to you, and it could be your guiding post for your life purpose is all held within your natal chart.
That's right. The way I like to think about it is you are the sun of your universe. And when you were born, the universe was revolving around you. And therefore, that is you. Who you are and who you are meant to be is all within your natal chart. It's all right there to be seen.
Yeah, and some natal charts have like really pretty designs inside called like squares and trines, and some are really fun and some aren't. I think I got a lot of natural squares in my chart. So, I mean,
squares are powerful, though. Some of the most successful people have a lot of squares in their chart.
That's right.
And they're able to overcome challenges. Those of us, I personally don't have any, and I'm a crybaby when something goes wrong. So, people, if you have squares, don't sweat it.
Okay, good. Maybe it says I've been through a lot and I can just kind of deal with it.
You handle it.
Oh, good. So what we're going to do in this video is give you June's astrological forecasts. And so, you can rewatch this video as many times as you want to get it all down. Or I'd suggest get a piece of paper and a pen right now, take some notes, because there's a lot. I mean, I got a little bit of a sneak peek, but there's some really interesting stuff coming in June. So why don't we start off by talking about the Saturn and Jupiter? How about Jupiter? Jupiter retrogrades.
Okay, so just to tag along from last month, we still have Saturn Pluto, South Node, and Jupiter in retrograde, and we're going to add Neptune to that this month. So what is that?
Yay!
Yeah, the dreaded retrograde. So it's really not dreaded. It's really where you decide or go within yourself to figure out how do you want the rest of your year to look, and it's the opportunity for you to change the course of your life. So retrograde really is just a pause. So let's take a pause, assess what we got going on, what do we need, what don't we, and how do I want the rest of my year to look?
Yeah. That sounds like a pretty good idea. We always need time to sit within ourselves and reflect on where are we? Is this what we really want to do? Where are we spending time on what we want to spend time on? So let us know if this resonates with you. Comment on the video. We'd love to hear from you. So yeah, what do you think about the retrogrades? Good news?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's like Virginia said, and couldn't have said it any better. It's just an opportunity for us and the world to rethink and go over our plan, whatever it was that we were pursuing, manifesting, going after. Retrogrades are just the time to take a step back, go within yourself, find what it is that you really want. You know, you got Saturn, which is retrograding, so you're gonna have to think about your karma. Jupiter retrograding, everything that's expanding in your life is going to slow down, kind of take a hold. It's time to rethink. Understand what it is that you want to expand on. And then once retrograde ends and Jupiter goes direct, then those things will start to manifest for you.
Yeah, August 11th is circled on my calendar for when Jupiter
goes
because I'm
forward.
Sagittarius and that's my ruling planet. I'm like, come on, August 11th, let's go. I'm not patient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and with Jupiter, it's not only your plans or your things, it's your belief system. What did I used to believe, and is that still true for me right now? And what do I want to believe for the future moving forward that will serve me where I stand?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
I think we can all use a dose of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Anything else you want to add on that before we start moving into specific dates in June?
No, I think
Perfect.
covered
Cool.
it well.
All right, June 3rd, which is just a couple of days, and depending on when you're watching this, it might have already passed. So June 3rd, what do we got coming up?
New moon in Gemini. So everybody loves the new moon, opportunity to create new themes. It's at 12 degrees Gemini. What is this really about? Self-talk. How important how you're speaking to yourself when no one's listening, when you're looking in the mirror, when you wake up in the morning. That's going to be really important for you to shift to make sure you have positive self-talk. And
Yeah.
what's your thought?
Well, it's definitely that the way that we treat ourselves. This new moon, it's like you said, it's that new beginning. It's, you know, the moon will start filling up from here. Our emotions will start filling up from here, and it's that the way that we talk to ourselves, the way that we treat ourselves. That's what's going to expand. That's what's going to grow within us during this new moon. So be kind to yourself, love yourself, and allow yourself to receive what you need to receive, and not allow the outside stuff to distract you from what it is that you really want.
Also, I think that is a lot, right? I mean, it's all about that. It's all about your perception of that, right? Because Gemini, you would think, is indecisive, likes choices, but maybe a more positive twist with this new moon could be, I have a choice in every moment.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of
That's
feeling
great,
indecisive, it's more about, wow, I get to choose to change if I want to. So we're not stuck, so to speak.
Exactly. The Gemini new moon is a great time. It's Gemini's the twins. It's that opportunity. Who do you want to be? Do I want to be this old self where I dealt with this old karma and I've kept learning these lessons over and over again? Or do I want to be the person that learned the lesson? And that's the key with this new moon, is learn the lessons that you needed to so that you can evolve and grow into the person that you're meant to be.
Yeah.
So nobody said June was going to be light then, huh?
Well, yeah. So that new moon will also be opposing Jupiter, and it will be squaring Neptune. I know we just spoke about squares. So what does that mean? A square is a 90-degree angle. So we've got it squaring Neptune and opposing Jupiter. So if you're typically super hard on yourself, or you do have negative talk, that it's a time to let go. Or let's say you're overly optimistic, you're an optimistic person. With this square in opposition, you could overdo it. So it's just a twist on the new moon because we have those two aspects going on.
Yeah.
Square Neptune, opposite Jupiter.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to, like you said, if you're that optimistic person that's always thinking positive, and you know, now's the time where you can probably over exaggerate those things, and you need to take a step back to reality. You don't want to get lost in that fantasy world of Neptune. You want to stay here so you can achieve what it is that you want, and don't get lost in the fantasies. You want to expand here and now, not in the cloud.
Okay, moving right along. I hope you took lots of notes on June 3rd.
Astrologers can be dirty.
That's right.
Okay, June 4th, the next day.
Okay, right the next day. So it's called what's called an ingress. So when a sign changes placement, so we had Mercury is leaving Gemini, the sign of Gemini, and moving into the sign of Cancer. So that means Mercury, the communicator planet, is going to be functioning more like a sensitive Cancer versus a Gemini, talk a lot, have choices. So it's going to be more of a time where you're using your intuition, going inside yourself to get opinions versus asking other people for their opinion. It's really trusting oneself, self-care, self-talk.
That's right. It's definitely, and you know, it's kind of, we're on June 4th, and we're already seeing a pattern of the month that now is the time to be one with yourself and love yourself. This Mercury going into Cancer and leaving Gemini, all that chatter of what other people say about us, that's none of our business.
Right.
It's the point is to know what we want and know how to get it, because Cancer is I feel, and if you're not feeling right, you're not going to get anything you want. You have to feel and be comfortable. Let that inner child be happy.
Yep. And if you're used to being chatty Cathy, don't be surprised if you're a little more introverted. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not depressed. This is just one of those signs that would allow you to just be a little more introverted.
Okay. Go within, and
Go
June
within,
is
that's right.
the theme so far.
That's right.
And if you're just tuning in and joining us, we did say that Virginia was going to be doing a special. 10 people, you have to send us a private message, whether you're watching this on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, but send us a private message. 10 people, if you buy your natal astrology chart with her, she will give you and gift you with a 10-page numerology report. So just want to make sure you caught that if you tuned in a few minutes late. Okay, so we're on to June 6th. So we have a break on June 5th.
Yes, there's a break on June 5th.
Okay, so June 6th.
And some people get a break on June 6th as well.
Oh, okay.
Because it's really if Pluto, the planet of transformation, is aspecting your chart. If you don't know, you can call me and I'll help you, or Joseph, he can help you. But it really is a powerful, it can be a powerful emotional time if Pluto is aspecting your chart. So take a deep breath and don't overreact, because it could be a time where you would lose your patience or get excited or upset about something. Anytime Pluto's involved, there's power behind it. So that's on June 6th for those people who have Pluto aspecting their chart.
Okay, so you find out if Pluto's aspecting your chart by talking to somebody that understands charts, because can't help.
Yeah.
I can't help you there.
Yeah.
But they certainly can.
Yeah.
So
Do you have a thought about that? What's your?
I just, going off of Pluto. Anytime Pluto comes involved, especially after the new moon, it's that time of transformation. It's that new moon came across, and excuse me, whatever your mindset was, we talked about being one with yourself, being in your feelings, understanding what you want and how to get it and all that stuff. With this Pluto aspect, it's that, did you do it or did you not do it? Because we're changing. And this is, you're either going to get A or B, and it's whatever you chose back on the new moon that will determine what path you'll take after this Pluto aspect.
So do the work with the new moon on June 3rd.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, June 8th.
June 8th, so we have another ingress. Basically, Venus is leaving Taurus, the sign of love, is leaving Taurus, and it's entering Gemini. So what Venus is all about is value. What do we value? What do we care about? And in Taurus, it's much more about values and things and property, I guess you could say. But with Gemini, it's much more about curiosity. So it being curious in love and inquisitive and kind of finding intellectual pursuits.
Okay.
Ultimately.
Again, you can see it in the astrology that there's kind of a roadmap, and this here is doing that as well, where we're going out of that Venus and Taurus, that comfort zone. Venus is a ruler over Taurus, And now we're going into Gemini. Like you said, it's that curiosity. We're going back where we were going within and feeling and all of that. Now is the time on June 8th with this Venus going into Gemini. It's that time to be curious and open your mind up to these new things that you've transformed yourself through the new moon. Now is the time. Now the door is opening to this new world that you have created for yourself. And that's what this Venus and Gemini is what are these new things? What can I explore in the world?
What it sounds like to me as we're talking through this is June is going to really be about you becoming best friends with yourself.
Yes.
And what's been coming up a lot with my clients is inner child work, and also past life connections. And so don't be surprised if this summer, but June's energy definitely supports this, where you feel like you're relearning or bringing up things that you need to heal within yourself. And so it's actually a really beautiful thing, so that when we get into August, September, this fall, you may feel like a completely reborn new person.
And let's not forget the Pluto-Saturn South Node retrograde in Capricorn. That is all about that. What you just said is we're going to be feeling that really even till 2020, so that we can really dig up whatever's down there that's not working. So when it starts to move forward, game on.
I'm excited for Game On.
Yeah.
I am too. I'm definitely. I think this summer we'll kind of go through, like you said, we're kind of cleaning the fish tank, getting all the gook out from the bottom. And this fall we'll kind of really start to be able to see, and things will become more clear. I'm looking forward to the end of this year in 2020. I think it's going to be a very powerful and transforming time in the world.
I agree. I completely agree. Okay, we've got something June 8th through the 10th.
So Sun square Neptune opposite Jupiter. So it's basically be careful what you wish for, because you could get it. Anytime Neptune is involved, anything is possible. So make sure it's positive, whatever it is you're wishing, because anything, you just may get it. With Neptune's the wild card. So, and anything could happen. And it's squaring the sun, which is pretty powerful.
Yeah. And that, again, it goes back to that self-talk, that how you talk to yourself is that Neptune's going to give you whatever you were telling yourself. So if you were being negative and beating yourself up, you're going to get negative stuff, and you're going to be beat up, and it's going to be rough. But if you're positive, if you're loving, you're kind to yourself, then Jupiter and Neptune will come in and assist your ego, the sun.
Okay, I'd be remiss without saying this. Let's not fail to mention that Neptune is associated with drugs, alcohol, and those types of things. And it's opposing Jupiter, the planet of possibility of overdoing. So if we are having some of this negative thought, let's not anesthetize, like go out and try to get drunk or do drugs. Not that I haven't, and do whatever you want. But at this particular time, the draw to that could be powerful. So just make sure.
June 8th through the 10th, just be mindful of what you're partaking in.
Exactly.
And maybe doing
no judgment.
Bigger than you may need to do.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you know anybody who suffers from addiction or things like that, give them a call, let them know you love them, you care about them. You don't have to mention anything, just be there for them, to where it's you rather than the substance. Because this will definitely be a time period where people will fall back into old habits and things like that.
We're going to be busy here at Spirit and Spark. There's a lot going on with people.
There's a lot going on.
They're going to need to figure out the best pathway forward. So
right.
we certainly help you with that.
That's why we're here.
That's why we're here. Okay, June 12th through the 16th.
All right, so this is kind of heavy astrology lingo, but I'm going to try to make it simple. We got the planet Mars, which is the driver of the car, with the planet Mercury, which is how we communicate. It's going to be right next to the North Node, which is what your life purpose is. Also, it's going to be across from Saturn, trine Neptune. I know that's a lot.
So what does that mean?
So what does that mean? That means drive and determination to find what your life purpose is. Like between the 12th and the 16th, you're going to have a strong pull to say, okay, what am I doing with my life? And we're going to have Mars, the energy driver, to actually get it done. So put pen to paper. If you got something you want to do and you've been thinking about it, between 12th to the 16th, get moving on your ideas.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Action.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's been all about going inside of yourself, and now there's
now it's
okay, a little
It's that step right before the solstice. It's, we're coming into the full moon now. And this is that time where it's just like, okay, you went in, you've been kind to yourself, you've shown love to yourself. Now it's time to pursue yourself. Find what, your purpose is and what you can give to the world. And that would be a great time for it, with Mars being with the North Node, like you said. That's going after, and it's now.
Yep.
It's Aries, that Mars energy, just now. And that's our North Node going after our purpose now.
So just know that Saturn is involved in that little mix, which means there could be some fear inside of you. Like, I want to do that, but I'm scared. But you have to face that, because this is the time to face that little voice that keeps saying what I can't. Override it. Mercury, Mars conjunct. Override that fear and just keep on going.
Yeah.
Okay.
You definitely don't want to fear Saturn and any of its lessons, because the more you fear it, the harder the lesson's going to be. The more you push it off, Saturn's going to teach you, regardless if you want to learn.
Yep.
Saturn's going to teach you. And don't be scared of it. Just know that Saturn's teaching you. And go after it. Don't be scared of failing. Don't be scared of these things. Do what you know you want to do. And Saturn will reward you for that. If you're scared, if you're fearful, Saturn's going to teach you, and you don't want to be taught.
Well, and Saturn's like tough love for you folks that are parents. It's like it gives structure and boundaries so you can be productive. So it's really not meant to be scary. It's really meant to be structured support so the little fledgling can get out. Right? So just take it on, face it.
Okay, June 16th.
All right, we have a square. We talked about those. It seems popular this month. Jupiter square Neptune. So whenever you have Jupiter, you have belief systems. When you have Neptune, it's spirituality. So it's creating those higher belief systems within yourself that are more productive than the current ones that you have. So ultimately, this will help you moving forward. Let's just say you believed that you weren't allowed to travel cross country. My mom used to tell me, you can't go to Europe, it's too far. Right? And then I went one time and I was like, oh my God, that was so easy. My belief system shifted. So we have a lot of these belief systems that our parents gave us that belong to them. So it's time to give it back to them and create your own.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Definitely. It's, anytime you have that square, the planets are working together, but you could feel unease. You could feel the change coming. You could, we will sense that in us. And it's, like you said, we don't want to give up on the beliefs that our parents taught us, because we love our parents and all that stuff, but like you said, it's not our beliefs. Why are we carrying around baggage that is not ours? And that's what that square right before the full moon is going to come in and say, this is what you like and how you like it. Are you going to allow yourself to like it?
I hope you're following along and taking notes, and this is fascinating. I know. I'm like, oh my gosh. Sorry. I'm so glad I have this on my handy worksheet to take home. Yeah. But this is all, we're halfway through the month, essentially. We're going to keep going here in a second, but just remember to send us a private message if you want to take part in Virginia's special offer. 10 spots. You'll do the natal birth chart astrology with her, and then she's going to gift you with her numerology report, which is really fascinating. I've had it done before, so I'd highly recommend it. 10 spots, so send us a private message to go ahead and take advantage of that.
And I promise it will be fun. It doesn't have to be intense. This stuff can really be lighthearted. If we just learn to laugh at ourselves, we can actually work through some of this deep, serious stuff.
Well, and here's the whole thing. I think that every single thing we've said so far and what we're about to say, they are all gifts on your pathway of life. I think we all came here to learn lessons and to love and to grow and to expand. And so you don't do growth and expansion by just easy breezy floating along. You have to have things that you go through in life, and how you look at it is going to change everything. So even something that may signal that there's going to be a little bit of an upheaval or emotions that are going to come forward, that's to get you to where you're going. So there's nothing bad about it. It's just, how is this going to apply to your life and what you're going through? And is it going to really have you pause and reflect and make important decisions that you've been putting off? I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of surprises. They may disagree with me, but it's really a chance for you to see what it is you want and start to go for it. Yeah. Okay.
Perfect timing. Full moon in Sagittarius.
Woohoo!
That's all about positive, uplifting, full moon, being optimistic, being high, anything's
Being
possible. High on
like
life.
high vibration.
High vibration, sorry. Politically correct. It's abundance time. It is time. So now we went through that work in the first half of the month.
Okay.
We look deep inside of ourselves, and here comes this Sagittarian full moon, who's really the truth seeker, fun person, party person. So we will have that full moon in Sag around June 17th to kind of lighten up the intensity.
Thank God.
Just don't overdo things, because wherever Sag is, it can be overdone. So
Yeah.
don't overeat, don't overtalk. Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a Sag. Yeah, we kind of do that. Like, if you're a Sagittarius, comment. Let me know. Let me know there's some Sagittarius love out there.
Yeah.
I think everybody loves Sagittarius. You can't help but
They're
it's
super fun.
Jupiter.
It's
you know,
Jupiter.
It's Jupiter.
Yeah.
You gotta love it. You
Yeah.
can't help
I
it.
think so.
Duck when the arrow comes.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
They're very truthful, whether it hurts or not. They're,
the arrow of truth. Yeah, no, we don't have a filter.
Exactly.
If you know any Sagittariuses in your life, comment and let us know. We don't hold back. We don't mean to hurt your feelings.
Right.
It's just, it has to be said.
That's right.
And I have Gemini rising. So I've got the double.
Smarty pants who have a good arrow aim.
It definitely has to be said.
Yeah, it definitely has to be
So
said.
funny.
Okay, anyway.
Okay, so accompanying this full moon, we have Mars and Mercury opposing Pluto. So this can be a time of losing tempers. We have the potential to function from a primal place. Like, something could happen where you're not even wanting it to happen, but when it just catches you off guard and you just feel this rise in temperature. So it's very primal. So just be aware of yourself around that time, around the 17th. Because the full moon's going to be great. You're having a good time. You're at a party, and then somebody knocks their drink on you, and you're like, ew. So,
and that again goes back to the new moon at the beginning of the month of us preparing ourselves for this full moon. It has the potential to be so much fun and exciting, and it's summer. It's it's a great time. It's you gotta love yourself and be kind to yourself in the beginning of the month so that you can enjoy this full moon. You don't want to have that negative energy come around and then Jupiter, Sagittarius full moon expanding your negativity. That is not what you want. You want that positive, that loving kindness. Nobody can love you like you. And knowing your natal chart, knowing your astrology, that it answers those questions for you. And that's what we're doing today, is helping you understand that it's all within you. All you have to do is open your mind and open your heart. And this full moon it'll either be a big party or a big pity party. And you don't want the pity party.
So it's going to be a party of some kind.
Exactly,
That's right.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's Sagittarius.
Yeah, true.
That's funny.
Yeah. So get your ish out of the way the first half of the month before we get to the full moon is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And take a look at what really matters to you. That's what's going to be
That
what
primal,
really matters.
that primal energy that you were talking about, that self-love throughout the beginning of the month, it's gonna come out of you at this full moon, that primal energy of what I really want. So if you didn't do your homework, if you didn't prep and you didn't prepare for it in the beginning of the month, you're gonna fail the test. And you don't want to fail the test.
No.
You want to pass this test because it's an easy test. It's
right.
Sagittarius. It's fun. It's expanding.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay.
June 18th.
June 18th, so we have what's called a conjunction, when two planets are sitting right next to each other, and we've got Mercury conjunct Mars. So what does that mean to you? Follow your intuition and don't hesitate. Even if logically something doesn't seem to make sense, but you get this little feeling in your stomach, follow that at that particular time. June 18th, your own intuition can trump logic.
Yeah, and there's something else going on June 18th, right?
Yeah, Saturn is sextile Neptune, so it's a time to make dreams come true. It's a time for you. So if you follow your instinct on some hunch, go play the lottery, open a business, whatever it is the time where you could actually make your dreams come true. Because Saturn, which is the dad planet, the structure, is in a very nice conversation with Neptune, the dream maker. So it's kind of like the dream maker partners up with the money, and it happens.
Nice.
So this is just a very good time for following your intuitions, your hunches, and really dreaming big.
Well, and one note on that, I feel that when you are clear and you're doing this inner healing work, you're going to get your hunches clearer. Mm-hmm. You're going to get the intuition and those psychic messages, downloads, premonitions much easier, much faster, so it'll make bringing dreams forward a little bit of an easier process. You'll understand what the universe is trying to share. So another benefit of getting your ish out of the way.
Right.
Yeah. How do you feel about June 18th?
Oh, this is why I love astrology. It's one after another. It's so easy to follow this path once you know it. And June 18th, right after the full moon, right after what we just talked about, now we have this time where Mercury and Mars, like you said, whatever you think you need to do, you need to take action. You need to go after it right away, because that primal instinct from that full moon is still within you. And if you've done the work and you've opened yourself, and you can, like you said, you could hear your own voice, and you're open to your own voice, where so many of us suppress it and shut it down because we're scared of being wrong, or we were put down, whatever it was. Now's the time to open yourself up and hear yourself. Go with that primal instinct. That Mercury and Mars, that go with it, that what you think do.
Okay.
And then, like you said, Saturn and Neptune, they're working with each other to make your dreams come true. They want
you.
They want all this stuff to happen for you, and they're gonna do it for you as long as you follow the stars. They'll follow you.
So what I would like to add to that is like being in the flow. Typically with astrology, there are some negative or daunting aspects, but it's really more about like the tides. If you know the water's coming in and out, going with the flow. If it's going out, don't try to run against it. If you're having a moment where you need to stop and look inside, be in that flow. So the universe has your back. So if you do follow astrology and you understand the energies of the stars, this could really help you being in that flow. So even if it's something negative, be in the flow with it so that it works for you instead of against you.
Well, it's one of the things you do so beautifully in your private sessions is you look at all of these aspects within the natal chart and then look at what they're going through in their life, and from a life coaching perspective, help them actually get there with the use of the chart. So
not working against yourself, but
right.
working for or with yourself.
Right.
Definitely.
Yep. Yeah. Perfect. June 21st.
June 21st, Neptune goes retrograde. So this planet of, spirituality, dreaminess actually takes a step back. And so, like we said earlier, anytime you take a step back, it's a time for a pause. And this is really all about getting a deeper connection with your source, whoever that is, the universe, God, your spirituality, whatever it is. When this is in retrograde, it'd be a great time to meditate, take those extra moments to really just connect and get reconnected with the earth, mind, body, soul.
Okay.
I'm sure you have something about that.
Yeah. It's, Neptune retrograde. That's that time period where we need to understand our reality and the reality that you want for yourself. Because Neptune's going to retrograde, and it's going to force you to rethink that stuff. All that spirituality, your beliefs, all that stuff is, you're going to rethink it. You're going to go through it, and you're going to ponder it. You're going to be like, do I really feel that way? Know what you believe, and know your reality. You don't want the Neptune retrograde to affect you in a negative. Retrogrades don't have to be negative. Mm-hmm. They can be very positive for an individual. And this Neptune is a beautiful planet with that beautiful spiritual energy, and allow it to guide you in this retrograde. Allow those thoughts to come in and rethink your beliefs, rethink your spirituality, who you are, who you connect with. Just rethink those and kind of find those fine-tuning things, that you could adjust where, like you said earlier, was that my mother's belief, and I've just been following that my whole life, and then because I followed that belief, it stopped me from achieving goals that I've wanted to achieve. Just rethink those things, go over them, and don't be in a rush to, I gotta know it now. It's retrograde. You're not going to know it now.
And for those of you looking for love, this can be a time to fall in love. So it is
Yes!
possible that there could be some love on the horizon, daydreaming, fantasizing. All of that can come with the Neptune retrograde.
And what I'm also hearing with this is, like, the later you get into June, you may find you're getting more and more psychic information of your own. So the more you clear the fish tank out, as Joseph said, you'll see the water a little bit more clearer, and you'll get messages. So just be open to that. That's fun and exciting.
Totally.
Definitely,
Okay.
Definitely.
And did we note that Sun goes into Cancer as well?
I'm very excited about that. I'm a
okay.
Cancer. That's birthday time for me.
Happy
So,
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Sun will be in Cancer, so you'll have that influence of home, family, work-life balance, security, nurturing. So we'll have that in there until July 22nd.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. July 23rd, we have Venus opposing Jupiter. So this can be a very flamboyant, optimistic time. Anytime Jupiter's involved, and you have the planet of love with the planet of Jupiter, it can be a party, right? So it's all about being out there, being colorful, being true to oneself, and just having a good time.
Yeah,
I mean, that sounds good to me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think that being true to yourself is the key with that with that opposition. Is, you know, with an opposition, they're opposing one another. They have opposite sides of the story, and that can solve so many problems by knowing both sides of the story. So use that opposition as a tool. Don't allow it to use you as a tool. You want to be the one taking advantage of this. You don't want the planets moving and shifting things in a way that you don't want. You need to be in control of this opposition.
Well, with it being Venus, I don't know how you would interpret that. So would it be that it might be asking you to go inward about any, like, emotional hurts, love hurts, old relationships, old exes, like with the opposition, Venus and Jupiter?
I think it's more about learning how to please yourself. It's more about, like, take a time out to take a bath or go do something nice for yourself or be back in love with yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, and then, like you were saying before about the Cancer being a time, you know, where you might find somebody you love and all that. It's definitely a time for that. But then you go back to the Neptune retrograde. Don't get lost in your fantasy. If you meet a guy or you meet a girl and you just your idea of that individual will just expand and grow, and you can't let yourself get caught up in it if they're not the right person. Like I said before, you have to know the reality that you want. Otherwise, you're going to get stuck in the fantasy land. And that individual, whoever comes into your life, make sure that you are where you need to be so that you can accept somebody that you want to accept, and you're not accepting somebody that you're just fantasizing about.
Okay.
You want the real person for you, not the fantasy.
Stick with the facts.
Stick with the facts.
With that being said, the very next day, Venus is actually squaring Neptune, not only opposing Jupiter on the 23rd, but on the 24th, Venus is squaring Neptune. So it's exactly what you were just saying. Like, you really may want to stop and look at your relationship. Is this still really working for me? And if you are in a relationship, it could kind of be a very confusing time for the relationship, with Venus being in a harsher aspect with Neptune. So it could be a little fuzzy for you, your couples at that time.
Yeah, just don't get lost in the fantasy. Stay in reality, and know the person that loves you, and you love them, and that's how it's supposed to be. Don't let all the other stuff confuse you, because that's what that Neptune retrograde is going to try to do. It's going to try to get you lost in the fantasy, but once you're one with yourself, you'll be fine.
It's kind of like TV shows. I don't know if they do it anymore, but like when the character is like falling asleep and it's like, woo, like the screen like does that fuzzy thing.
Yeah.
That's Neptune, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
it can be.
Yes,
Sure.
definitely.
So just know which side of the equation you're on and stick with the facts.
And take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Do things that please you, that feel good, smell good, taste good. It's the time to just rejuvenate yourself.
That's right.
Beautiful. And then we got June 26th.
So the planet of Mercury, which is the communicator planet, moves into Leo, which is just going to inspire a time of artistic creativity, individualization. It will be a fun time. Mercury and Leo will be fun. You're going to definitely be forthright in a colorful way with your thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely think that will come out of that Cancer stage where we were feeling and you know, going within and being introverted. Mercury will go into Leo, where we'll now know who we are, what we want, how we want it. And Leo, that lion is going to stand up and roar, and this is what I want. And it's going to let the world know. You're going to explode into yourself. As long as you did everything you were supposed to do.
So from June 4th to the 26th is that Mercury Cancer. Go inside, what do I really want? Preparing for this June 26th, Mercury in Leo, whoosh, here I am. Yeah, so if you don't know what you want, then you'll be like, right? So beep.
Yeah.
So I'll take this time from June 4th to the 26th to be ready to roar, like, you know, load your gun.
Yeah, you want to be the lion, not the little kitty.
Exactly.
You want to know what you want. You don't want other people to tell you what you want.
Right.
So the payoff is there. You do that work
That's right.
in June, the 4th through the 26th.
Correct.
And you'll really be able to break out and manifest what it is that you've been working on. So use those 22 days to get really,
right.
really clear with yourself because it'll pay off.
A lot of meditation, you know, whatever spiritual work you do, dig into it. And like I said, fine tune it. Find what suits you and what helps you grow.
And positive self-talk.
Yes.
So only saying nice things to yourself.
Yes. That is the key.
The
That is June. Is be kind to yourself.
Be kind to yourself and
nice words.
talk nicely.
Yeah.
Talk nice to yourself. And then sneak peek for July, there will be eclipses
There'll be
in
two.
July. 2 eclipses.
2 eclipses.
That's a lot of energy. We'll go through that just before we hit the beginning of July. So we'll do another video and talk about that. But the summer is, I think, getting us ready for big things that are in store for the fall 2020. I mean, I hear astrologers all the time talk about 2020 and like fasten your seatbelt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So do the work now. You will thank us later. This is all to help you.
And if you don't do the work, the work will get done to you. Because whenever it's Pluto involved, if you don't do it, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So you might as well be prepared.
Yeah, like I said before, you want to be in control of this situation. You don't want to fall out of the flow. You don't want to be trying to swim against the tide. You want to go with it and work with it, and it will work with you.
Yeah.
Thanks to all those fun Sagittarians in the middle. She creates the party.
Yeah, the party's wherever I go.
That's right.
But no, I'm so glad the two of you joined me today. I'm eagerly awaiting the next astrological video that we do for July. Virginia's horoscopes did come out. If you subscribe to our email list, you got that email this morning. If you are not on our email list, it will be on social media tomorrow. So make sure you check for that. Joseph will be available for private sessions here in the very near future. So be on the lookout for that. And don't forget to grab Virginia's special offer with the bonus numerology report that she's gifting you with your natal astrology session.
Yeah, come see me.
A lot going on. We would love to help you with that. So make sure you share the video, tag your friends and family. Let us know if this resonated with you. And we'll catch you next time. And take a look at spiritandspark.com for all of our information in our class calendar. And the next time you're in Las Vegas, if you're not here, make sure you stop by and say hello. We'd love to meet you in person. All right. Until next time, we'll see you later.
Bye.
All right.